What's up, it's Chris here guys, and welcome to part 12 of Grinding Up. I believe it's part 12 anyway. Really should check this before I start every time, because I always end up just getting the wrong one. Okay, so, yep. So let's do a quick recap of today's session. So this was the first entry, starting at 5NL obviously, it's a big moment. Did my first day at 5NL, and it went wonderfully. I didn't think there'd be too big a difference. I've never played 5NL before. I didn't think there'd be too much of a difference between 2NL and 5NL, but it turns out there was actually quite a bit of a difference. There's a lot more 3-betting going on pre-flop. There's a lot less limping, and a lot less of those silly min bets that you get 2NL, you know, where the pot's like 60 cents and they bet like 2 cents. There's a lot less of that stuff going on. I did experiment a bit with the bluffing. Yeah, you still can't do that. But fortunately, we played very well and we got some good stuff. So you might notice this weird little 7-hand session I did here. It was just because there was an odd number on one of the sessions. It was the 6 max at 2NL. It was like an odd number of hands. It was like 2,423 or something. Really didn't like that. As you might know, I think I've mentioned it before, I'm a little bit OCD like that, so I decided I needed it to get to a round number, and it's very lucky that I got OCD like that, because in 7 hands at 2NL, we made 322 profit, coming in at a win rate of 2,300 big blinds per 100 hands. Some guy just across the table from me just decided he wanted to donate chips to me every single hand we played, which was really nice. And then this was our first session at the 6 max tables. I just did a short session, as you can see, about 2 hours worth at the 6 max tables. Just because I didn't want to, I just wanted to keep it short on the first day, just kind of test the waters, if you see what I mean. And we made 920 in that first one. You can see the all-in's a bit down, a lot down. We got a little lucky. I think I've posted this in the 2+2 forum on my thread. Basically, we had, I'm trying to remember the exact hand now, we had like Queen 9 of clubs, I think. The flop was all clubs, and it was like 5, 7, 9 of clubs. Yeah, so we had top pair and this third best flush draw, which was obviously a very nice hand, and with 100 big blind stacks, I was prepared to get it all in on the flop. I bet and the guy raised, so I put him all in. When he raises, he can have a very wide range because he's raising for protection from the flush. I wouldn't expect him to have a flush when he does that a lot of the time. He might do some of the time, but I'd expect him to have anything between second pair, top pairs, straights, although not very likely, sets a lot of the time, or some of the time, 2 pairs, all that sort of stuff. And, you know, I had decent equity because my queen was an overcard as well. If the flush didn't come and he had like a top pair with a, you know, like King 9 or something, I could hit my queen, or I might even be ahead anyway. So I felt, you know, I'm going to get it all in now. He can't really fold at that point because he's put a lot of his stack in. Unfortunately, we ran into the top of his range, which was sets. He had a middle set, but we hit our flush. So, good stuff. And then we had this session up here, which I've just finished now. Another very nice session. $6 up there. So that's a total of what? Maybe $18 today. So it puts our bankroll profit at about $85, which is good. So we're going to get started with the session. We don't seem to have a big range of choice. There's not that many tables at 5NL. There just seems to be the 6 max one. So we're going to do a quick session of that. And I'll talk about a couple of things that I got asked on the forums. One of which was, how do I play for like mostly 5, 6, 7 hours a day? Because remember, I do my regular stakes on top of this. So sometimes I play for 7, 8 hours a day. Some guy asked, you know, how do you do that? Because does it not get boring? It seems like a recipe that might make you hate poker. And yeah, I answered this on the forum, but I'm just answering it again for the sake of the people who aren't on the forum thread. It's a really good point. So thank you for asking that, because it's something that I do actually want to talk about. And you've just got to love playing, you've got to love playing, and then you'll be fine. You just got to make sure that you have a nice, clean, happy looking, positive working space, which for me is at my desk, with the windows and curtains open, so there's light and fresh air, and a cup of tea or coffee in front of me helps as well, in a comfy chair, and that for me is a really nice working space, and I really enjoy it. So that's fine for me. So yeah, thank you for that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was a hand that someone sent on the thread. It wasn't my thread, it was someone else's thread which I've been active on, and it was basically a hand where he had ace king and he raised a middle position raiser. He 3-bet a middle position raiser pre-flop. This was at 5-0, and he got cold called by the big blind. And I want to talk about cold calling because I think it's a concept that's really misunderstood. Cold calling does not mean aces, kings, queens, a really strong hand. It does not mean that. Usually what it will mean is a hand that flops well, because cold calling is always, almost always involved in a situation which is multi-way. It means a hand that's flops well. You're looking at suited connectors, you're looking at small pairs, you're looking at maybe some suited one-gappers as well. So he had ace king, the flop was like king 5-3, and naturally he bets, the guy raises, and I think the money ends up going in. I'm not sure, but I think the money ends up going in. I can't quite remember now. Memory's a bit fuzzy. It's a really difficult hand to get away from, top pair, top kicker on such a dry board. The only thing that was there was a flush draw, but I don't think he's going to be raising so much with a flush draw like that. Not when the guy's the hero's 3-bet pre-flop and then continued his aggression. So at that point, he really is on only one of two hands, which is 5s or 3s, because he's never bluffing in that spot. So I think that's a thing. Always look out for aggression when someone cold calls, because more often than not, they'll have a set or something. So I just wanted to mention that, because that's a really interesting point. And now we've talked a bit about that sort of stuff. We'll get to analysing a few hands on here. So I think we can actually 3-bet this. We'll make it big. Try and take down the pot right here. Want to expand 3-betting range a bit. See, there we go, nice. Min raising from the small blind, probably doesn't have that good a hand. We're just going to check down here because we've got some showdown value with a 7. Yep. Going to fold an offsuit low ace, don't want to be out kicked, which is quite possible with a button raise. He could be raising any ace there. Folding 10-8 offsuit. If it's 10-8 suited, I call because that's much better flopping potential. So yes, thank you for the support on this series, continued support. It's really nice it's picking up subs and people are saying really nice stuff on the forums, so thank you very much. It does mean a lot. I originally started the YouTube series as sort of a side project, but to the challenge, but it really has become the central point of the challenge because I really enjoy doing it, and it's really good stuff. I'll fold that, just turn my volume down a bit. Ooh. And with a call, 2 calls and a 3-bet here. Suited I'd probably call, but offsuit I think I'm going to be against ace king here a lot of the time. And he's not, he's expecting to get called by someone, so I'm going to find a tight fold there. Yeah, difficult situation, but I don't want to be involved in a 4-way pot with king queen offsuit. I expect him to have ace king a lot, or maybe aces or kings, and I expect these guys to have something worth playing. I'm going to fold that. That's a nice hand. I've started raising to 3 big blinds. I feel that 2.5 might not be the right way to approach the micros. That's fine for 50 NL, 100 NL, but I think you want to make it a bit bigger at the micros. I started to realise. Had a set and ooh, had a straight. Wait, and then he made a full house on the river. That was a back and forth sort of hand. We'll bet this. I think we'll limp behind with this one. Marginal connector, suited connector. Alright, I'm happy to call a raise though. Here I'm not happy to call a raise. It's not a good flop. Let's hope we get an interesting spot to come up. Can I try and steal this pot perhaps? Not after he bets. I might have tried to steal it because there's no way we're winning with 6 high. And I feel like they probably don't have anything. Yeah, someone had to flop top pair there. Oh, call. Try and hit a kicker. It doesn't seem... Ooh. A min raise. What does that mean? Possibly a gut shot with... Wow, okay. I'm probably looking at sets and stuff, I suppose. I'm interested to see what's happening here. I'm not going to see it firsthand, though. We'll just have to watch from the sidelines. I feel like that's completely straight for someone. He had a full house, and he had a straight. Yeah, we'll call that. Might have 3-bet that, perhaps. It's a bit of an awkward situation. It's probably why I would have 3-bet, actually, if I played the hand again. We'll open that. I think we have to call a street here. If he bets again, I might be able to fold, I'm not quite sure. He's an aggressive player, so I do expect him to have some bluffs in his range when he bets the turn. Another flop we're looking for down there. Well, that's not a bad flop, is it? I think we'll just try and get all the money in here if we can. I think I might... It's a difficult spot, I think. Can we go for value? I think we can get a bit of value. Because we played it quite passively. I think I'm going to risk the slow play. That's a good card because he could well have a king. I'm trying to keep him in with his bluffs as well. He doesn't look like he wants to bluff at it. I'm just going to hope he makes a random call, like a gut shot or something. He made a call. I'm going to go for max value now if he's got something he wants to play. Pot, or pot it. King? Yeah, king. I thought he might after he called that turn bet. We'll raise that. All that's from first position. Might actually raise that just to keep ranges open. Might call because 9x suited is really a great hand. And he's still got quite a bit behind. Yeah, you know, to mix it up, I'm going to call. Wow, that's not bad, is it? Oops, accidentally sat out. Now, do we raise the flop? He often has an overpair. I think we do raise the flop. I don't know, do we have any fold equity is the question. The answer is... We're not going to get called by anything worse, I'm just going to call. Might raise the turn. It's difficult. Do we even want to call this now? He looks like he really does want to play. Well, what outs do we have? 8s, 9s, 5s. I mean, we've got a lot of outs. I think we're going to call this. We're going to gamble a bit, you know. That's the point of poker after all, isn't it? Ah, didn't really work. Oh well, we're going to give up now. I was just doing that because we would have won the other half of his stack, had we? Why is he betting so small? I'm going to call this. Invictus. I had kings, so at least I didn't raise. Turned out that calling was probably the right decision. Very irritating though, you know. But what can you do? What can you do? I don't like that ace. But when he calls, I don't think he's got an ace that much of the time here. I don't know, maybe he does. We'll see. We'll see this. See about this? Oh, when he raises. There's a lot of draws for him to have though, isn't there? There's a lot of draws, so I think I'm going to call it. Ah, that hit some of the draws. Not having a great time with this. That hit the backdoor hearts, and that's when he got aggressive when the flush draw came. So I think backdoor hearts is a possibility. We're going to lay it down now. Not too happy with how I played the last few hands, but I think it was just some pretty tough spots where we got some good hands and they weren't the best hands. You see what I mean? I'm going to sit out now. Not great. But, you know, I don't think there's too much. I think we're never folding pairs and flush draws on the flop. That's just too strong of a hand to fold on the flop, so... I think potentially we'll just have to put this down to running into bigger hands and getting some bad turns and possibly taking the kings too far. But there was so many draws on that flop, on that turn even. Oh well. A bit annoying. I think we're still well in profit for today though, despite that. So I'm not overly upset. Maybe lost a stack or something. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Not even a stack. So we'll just check out the forums one last time, see whether there's any new queries, and I'll show you again how you can find the forum for me. It's this thread here. You can find it on the challenges bit. Quite a lot of people got active with it already. It's good stuff. Good to see. So yeah, thank you for watching, and bye for now.